Drink wine with me.
When are you
You
planning to
guys
do
are all
that?
there. I'm probably going to be down in Cancun with Nina. So,
Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun!
All right, I'll put you guys next to each other.
well, because it's my birthday that weekend, and so I'm like, the last thing I kind of want to be doing is like working, and so
Right.
Nina's like, come to
You're
Cancun
gonna have so
and drink
fun-
on the
so much
beach.
I'm
fun.
so jealous.
Aw,
It's gonna be
that's
Day
like
of the
I
Dead
did.
here. It's gonna be Day of the Dead, and it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, it's so
Muertos.
fun.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Nina.
Hi.
Oh, good. This is more diverse. We have a Mexican here.
No, you have two Mexicans.
You have a white Arab here now, because apparently that's what I am
Yeah.
according to Twitter.
White Arab?
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's what they called me.
Yeah, they went off on her for using emoji that was they said too dark for her to use. She's not allowed to use the darker skin emoji
Wow.
because she's white, even though straight from Iran, but she's white.
Oh my
She
god!
got Twitter
That
splained.
makes me want to use it even more.
Yeah, they said I was doing digital blackface, and the emoji police came after me. It was
Are
pretty
they-
fun.
No, they're retarded. That there's no
Like,
way-
what kind of stuff do you got going on in your life if somebody using an emoji that bothers you that much? Like,
It's
You got to
wild.
reply
It's
with
real
the blackest middle finger possible.
I did reply back with a black middle finger, but it wasn't the blackest one possible, because you know what's funny is I use the brown emoji.
one
'cause
off,
I feel
yeah.
like that's kind of like where I land. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty brown. Especially if I tan, I'll
Yeah.
become brown. But I don't do the full black, like just midnight black
Right.
emojis.
Oh, I
'cause,
do.
yeah.
From
I
Apple
exclusively
Fingers.
use the
Mexican
midnight
is
black
here.
emojis.
Call the National Guard to the military base with her.
Nina,
Oh my
where
God.
Aw.
where are you from? You're Mexican?
No, so originally, no. So this is wild. I'm Persian. My nationality is Persian. I was
okay.
born in Iran, and then I moved to Canada when I was 10, and then I moved to Mexico because Canada sucks.
Yeah.
So
Oh, got it.
So I live in Mexico.
I was gonna
so
start talking
I'm
to you
a
in
snow Mexican.
Spanish.
I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't,
she'll
don't
fix
understand
your
it.
roof. She can do everything.
I don't
People-
speak full Spanish yet.
That's what's so funny about all these woke people is that they tell you are not the race or mixes of race or whatever it may be. You are, unless you literally look like a stereotype.
yeah.
Right.
They don't
That's
realize,
racist.
yeah, they don't realize there's a spectrum with every race and every combination of race and all that.
Totally.
Well, and
That's why
it's-
when I went on Tucker Carlson to talk about my lawsuit against Taylor Lorenz, like they were like, we talked to the producers before, and they're like, she should say that she was born in Mexico and came to the United States, and she's an immigrant. So I'm like, I came, but I knew I was talking to the Fox audience, so I was like, I came here legally from Mexico. My father died, but yeah, if I wouldn't have said that, and I even spoke for like 2 seconds, I said like a quote in Spanish on Tucker, and his face was just like,
Ooh.
where's she going with this? But I really wanted people to know that I'm actually Mexican, because I don't
Yeah.
think people would like guess it necessarily.
Yeah, like one of my friends, she's Puerto Rican, and like straight up, she lives there, born, raised, all that, and she has lighter hair, lighter skin, like green eyes, and so when people get mad at her on the internet, they just, oh well, stupid white woman, and they just,
Well, if you look, a lot of people from like Mexico City, they have like blonde hair and blue eyes.
Because they a lot of them have Spanish heritage, so they
Right.
look like Spaniards, unless you're like basically Mayan, which are a lot more ethnic looking in a lot of ways, and that's more on the south side where I am in the Yucatan Peninsula. But it's just it's really funny though, because when I was on Twitter, when I was having a back and forth with these people, it was about the Ariel situation.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that
So-
can of worms.
Yeah, it was crazy, because then they started calling me like white and blah blah blah, and I was like, well, technically I'm Persian, so like a lot of people consider me a minority because I'm Middle Eastern.
right.
And then they were like, oh, you're white, and they started posting like pictures of me being like, you're white, and I was like, well, I'm Persian, and then they were like, and this one chick was like, oh, you're Aryan because Persian people are Aryan. And I'm like, well, I guess
I have a strong feeling Hitler disagrees with that.
You're technically like white chocolate.
No, technically that's correct. We are considered the Aryan race, and that's part of the reason Hitler didn't invade Iran.
I knew that's why I liked you, Nina.
They're Aryan, so we're not going to do anything. But it's funny because that region is considered Aryan, but that same woman though started being like, oh, this white Arab chick, blah blah blah, and I'm like, Arabs and Persians are completely different. Like the different cultures, the different ethnicities, complete. So in some ways we're enemies.
And that's like really offensive to even say
both cultures.
For the cultures, like that they would be offended by that.
It's like saying Israelis and Palestinians are the same thing. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know anything about that.
Sometimes people are like racist within their own communities. Like I remember when I was when I would visit Mexico City and we'd want to go to the cool nightclub, whatever was happening. I was much more like brown when I was like 18, 19, 20, whatever. And I had dark brown hair and I would always tan, in the sun. And so my cousin and I would go to I wanted to go to the cool club when I was visiting. And if we had friends, she would always be like, oh, my cousin Sophia, for example, she has light eyes and she has light hair. She goes, put Sophia in the front because they'll get us in faster if we have a couple blondes with us for Americans. And I'm like, well, I'm American. And she looks around. She's like, yeah, but you don't look American. You're too brown. Like, we're not going to put you at the front because they're not going to pull us up because they would get those people in first.
Yeah, the gringos, they carry a lot of sway here. Mexican people love white blonde girls. I can tell you that much. They
sounds like Asian culture, like blonde, blue eyes. They love that.
They love it. They love them.
Anything that's different from whatever they are, right? Because I'm sure, like, if we went to like Denmark, would they like the brown people there? Like, they have like tall blonde supermodels, and they're like, ugh, enough of that.
I remember when I was in college, I was dating this Irish guy, and it was before I started bleaching my hair, so my hair was black, and I had kind of a tan. But he's like, oh yeah, like girls with dark hair and like dark features, when they go to like the white places, people go crazy there because it's rare.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to point out one thing. Brittany Venti looks fucking stunning tonight.
Yes.
That hair down
so great.
I mean, look how small look at I got curls too, but
your hair is beautiful though, Nina.
But look at Brittany's, man. Just the volume and the amount of amazing hair.
She's like Black Rapunzel. I love it.
Oh, you're Rapunzel.
I freaking love it.
Thank you, Nina. I appreciate it.
I just wanted to point that out.
No
homo, by the way. No homo.
I love all your
live action. I was hoping it was homo.
maybe a little bit.